Chapter 20. Hunting the Hunter. As Shinigami sensed the impending defeat, he made a split-second decision to retreat using his dark powers. With a burst of dark energy, he disengaged from the intense battle and vanished into the shadows, leaving Kichi ready for her next strike. Kichi, caught off guard by Shinigami's sudden disappearance, scanned the area, her senses heightened, but the elusive Shinigami had slipped away, leaving no trace behind. Frustration mixed with relief as Kichi realized her adversary had escaped, at least for now. "I'll never stop hunting you, Shinigami!" she shouted into the forest. Shinigami, hidden in the depths of darkness, assessed his situation. He knew he couldn't afford to engage Kichi in combat again without careful planning. Though he possessed formidable powers, he understood the need to regroup, strategize, and strike when the time was right. Retreating to his secret hideout, a secluded lair hidden deep within the forbidden forest, Shinigami set about his preparations. He delved into ancient texts and studied forbidden rituals, seeking to augment his dark powers even further. With each passing day, he grew stronger, honing his skills and expanding his arsenal of dark magic. While he trained, Shinigami also sought information about Kichi, her strengths, weaknesses, and any vulnerabilities he could exploit. He gathered intelligence from informants, spies, and his own supernatural abilities, piecing together a comprehensive profile of his opponent. Weeks turned into months as Shinigami plotted his revenge. He devised intricate traps, set up wards and enchantments, and forged deadly weapons infused with his dark powers. He left nothing to chance, meticulously planning each step of his next encounter with Kichi. Finally, the time came for Shinigami to make his move. He emerged from his hideout, a figure cloaked in darkness. His eyes burned with an unholy fire as he set out to confront Kichi once again, fully confident in his newfound power. Shinigami's vengeance burned brightly within him, consuming any remnants of doubt or fear. He knew that this time there would be no escape for Kichi. The battle that had started in the moonlit forest would reach its climactic conclusion, and Shinigami was determined to emerge as the victor. With his dark powers surging, his mind sharpened by meticulous planning, and his heart consumed by revenge, Shinigami set out to find Kichi and bring about the final reckoning. The long-awaited clash between these two formidable forces was about to unfold, and the outcome would shape the fate of their intertwined destinies. His search did not take long, since Kichi was near to finding him regardless. Wasting no time after each spotting the other, Shinigami unleashed all his newfound knowledge and deployed his dark weapons against Kichi. Their battle reached a fever pitch. However, to his dismay, Shinigami found that even with his enhanced powers, he was unable to defeat her. Kichi's strength and resilience seemed unwavering, and she pressed on with unwavering determination. Just as Kichi was about to deliver the final blow, Shinigami's attention was abruptly drawn to the fox that followed Kichi once again. Acting on instinct, he swiftly hurled his darkness-infused knife towards the creature, landing a precise strike on its rear. The fox let out a piercing cry of pain, its torment echoing through the forest. To Shinigami's astonishment, as the fox cried out, Kichi's energy visibly waned. She staggered back, clutching at her chest, where a bleeding wound appeared between her breasts. The wound seemed to sap her strength, and Kichi found herself weakening, falling to her knees from the sheer pain. Renewed with dark energy from his discovery, Shinigami rose to his feet, his determination reignited. With a wicked smile, he taunted Kichi, "So that overgrown rat is your weakness, is it?" His voice dripped with a mix of triumph and malice as he prepared to deliver the final blow. However, just as Shinigami moved in for the kill, a blinding red light engulfed the surroundings, momentarily blinding him. The light was so intense that it forced him to shield his eyes, momentarily halting his advance. Confusion washed over Shinigami as he tried to make sense of the blinding radiance. His mind raced with possibilities, wondering what unforeseen force could be at play. Unable to see clearly, he hesitated, unsure of what awaited him on the other side of that searing light. As the blinding red light subsided, Shinigami was confronted by the enigmatic figure he had encountered months ago. Dressed in strange attire and wielding a katana similar to his own, the mysterious man from the bamboo forest stood before him once again. Reacting swiftly, Shinigami raised his katana, intending to strike down this interloper, but to his surprise, the stranger skillfully blocked his attack, their swords clashing in a display of evenly matched combat. The fight between them was fierce but brief, showcasing their equal prowess. However, Shinigami's focus remained fixed on his ultimate objective, ending Kichi's life. With a determined resolve, he turned his back to the stranger and sprinted towards Kichi, his anticipation of her imminent demise fueling his every step. Yet as Shinigami neared Kichi and prepared to strike, an inexplicable force seized his body, freezing him in place. Try as he might, he could not bring his katana down upon her. Confusion and frustration gripped him, and he questioned aloud, "What is this?" Suddenly, a resounding voice emerged in Shinigami's mind, growing louder with each passing moment. It was the voice of Makoto, the one who had been silently observing and barring witness to his evil doings. The voice declared, "This is me putting an end to your evil." With the body no longer under his control, Shinigami helplessly watched as Makoto took back control of his body, and instead of striking a lethal blow against Kichi, Makoto turned the katana in his hands and drove it into his own stomach. Shock and pain coursed through his being as he sank to his knees. Dark streaks of smoke emerged from the fatal wound like tentacles. In that moment, Shinigami realized that he had been manipulated, deceived by his own darkness. The voice of Makoto continued, "I said I would remain silent, and you may have full control of my body, long as you kill Daimyo Nobunaga. You have not. Your promise has been broken, thanks to the man from the Red Sun. I am able to regain control of my body and hold you accountable." With a tight grip, Makoto twisted the katana, causing Shinigami to scream in anguish. As the Thea body trembled with the agony of Makoto's blood, mixing with Shinigami's own darkness, Shinigami was consumed by a desperate need for salvation. The ancient shrine, with its healing powers, beckoned to him like a distant beacon of hope, even for on with such darkness. Yet even in this moment of vulnerability, Shinigami found himself at odds with Makoto's lingering control. Moments passed with Shinigami struggling to regain control, then it happened. Makoto's soul, weary and burdened, finally departed from the body, finding solace and peace in the embrace of the beyond. With his departure, Shinigami regained full command of his being, the darkness within him coalescing into a formidable force. He knew that he had to endure, to press forward, regardless of the pain and the twisted reality that enveloped him. Ignoring Kichi's presence, her suffering reduced to mere background noise, Shinigami mustered every ounce of his dark power. With the sword still impaling his midsection, he rose to his feet, his movements filled with an otherworldly determination, his eyes fixated on the depths of the dense woods, with the majestic silhouette of Mount Fuji standing tall in the distance. Step by step, Shinigami ventured into the darkness of the forest, his path obscured by ancient trees and an ominous aura that seemed to emanate from the very essence of his being. The towering presence of Mount Fuji, a symbol of unyielding strength and resilience, served as a constant reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. For most, but to Shinigami, it was nothing more than a directional marker. In this fleeting journey, echoes of his footsteps mingled with the whispers of the wind, as if the universe itself awaited the outcome of his relentless pursuit. With each labored breath, Kichi summoned every ounce of strength within her frail body. The pain from the wound inflicted by Shinigami years prior, now reopened, coursed through her being, threatening to extinguish her life force. But Kichi was not ready to succumb to the darkness that loomed over her. She knew that her own survival was intricately tied to the well-being of the Fox Witch, the one who had healed her once before. Crawling across the forest floor, her body trembling with exertion, Kichi approached the injured Fox Witch. The supernatural aura that once surrounded the Fox Witch flickered, weakened by the dark powers infused in Shinigami's knife. Time was of the essence, and Kichi was determined to fulfill her part in the intertwined fate of herself and the Fox Witch. From a small pouch strapped to her side, Kichi produced a dried koi fish, a precious offering known for its healing properties. With a last burst of energy, she placed the fish into the weakened Fox Witch's trembling paws. A faint glimmer of hope ignited within Kichi's weary heart as she watched the witch consume the offering. In an instant, the energy of the fish coursed through the Fox Witch's veins, revitalizing her fading powers. Kichi, her vision fading, felt a tingling sensation in her chest, and a renewed warmth spread through her body. As if guided by an unseen force, the wound between her breasts closed before her very eyes, leaving no trace of its existence. With the Fox Witch now healed and revitalized, the two joined forces, united by their shared purpose. With newfound determination, they set off on a quest to locate Shinigami, driven by the need to confront him and bring an end to the darkness that had plagued their lives for far too long.